We are living in an era where Generation Z has unprecedented access to resources, safety, and connectivity. By nearly every measure, they are the most privileged generation in human history. They are safer, wealthier, and more digitally connected than any previous cohort. And yet, paradoxically, they are also the most anxious generation the world has ever known. So how do we explain this deep-rooted anxiety, despite the comforts and advantages that this generation enjoys? Let's explore this paradox. As humanity has advanced, we've eradicated many of the dangers that once haunted us: diseases, famine, wars. Yet in the place of these tangible threats, a new form of anxiety has taken root, a fear that is more abstract and existential. Modern comforts have made the world safer, but they've also created a psychological void, filling it with new kinds of worries. The stress of previous generations was often rooted in immediate physical danger. Today, the anxieties of Generation Z are less about survival and more about performance, relevance, and digital presence. It's not bombs that keep them awake at night, but endless notifications and the pressure to be constantly visible and validated online. For centuries, people found meaning through religion, tradition, and shared identity. But those narratives are fading. Gen Z faces a world of infinite choices with no clear direction. With no map and too many paths, choosing a life worth living becomes overwhelming. Freedom has become a burden, and that burden is made heavier by the digital world. Today, identity is shaped and shattered by algorithms. On social media, Gen Z is constantly performing, adjusting, editing themselves to meet invisible expectations. The line between self and performance is blurred. The digital mirror never sleeps, and it reflects every flaw, every insecurity. Meanwhile, doom scrolling has become a nightly ritual. War, disasters, injustice, all served on an infinite feed. The brain, wired to detect danger, absorbs it all and remains on high alert. The threat may be virtual, but the stress is real. And then comes the comparison. Social platforms turn life into a competition. Success becomes a curated illusion. While others appear to thrive, we feel left behind. Even happiness looks like a performance. Outside the screen, the real world isn't much kinder. The planet feels like it's dying, and so do the dreams of a stable future. Climate change isn't just a scientific crisis. It's a psychological one. Gen Z carries the emotional weight of a collapsing world. They were told, go to school, work hard, and everything will work out. But the job market is broken. Wages stagnate. Student debt explodes. The ladder to success? It's missing rungs. And while they try to climb it, the world burns around them. Add to that the noise of constant global crisis. Mass shootings, pandemics, political chaos, all live streamed. No generation has grown up with so much trauma so constantly broadcast. But anxiety isn't a glitch. It's a survival mechanism, evolved over millennia. Our ancestors used it to escape predators. Today, those predators wear different faces: algorithms, deadlines, futurelessness. In this culture, even rest becomes guilt. Productivity is the new religion. Be better, be faster, be more. Gen Z is caught in the loop of self-optimization, exhausted from constantly upgrading themselves like software. They're also haunted by time, the fear of wasting potential, the dread of not being enough, fast enough. Every quiet moment feels like falling behind. Every breath feels like a delay. And while much of this story is told in the West, it's not just an American problem. From Europe to Asia, young people feel the same weight. Different landscapes, same storm. To make things worse, their pain is often dismissed. You have it easy, they're told. But pain isn't always physical, and safety isn't the same as peace. Emotional struggle is real, even when others refuse to see it. Yet within this anxious generation lies something powerful. In the cracks, something new is growing. Gen Z is reclaiming its voice, building new communities, finding meaning through connection, activism, even humor. Healing doesn't always look traditional. Memes become therapy. Online groups become lifelines. Shared anxiety becomes shared strength. A new kind of support system emerges, built not on perfection, but on presence. And maybe that's the key, to stop measuring life by achievements and start measuring it by aliveness. Gen Z is learning that presence can matter more than performance, connection more than control, being more than becoming. So yes, Generation Z is anxious. But that anxiety may be a sign of something deeper, a refusal to numb out, a sensitivity to injustice, a deep, aching awareness of the world's pain. They are not broken, they are awake. And in a world growing numb, maybe that's the most beautiful and the most terrifying thing of all.